It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from the fantastic Ben in Ireland, and he has sent us a beer from the White Hag. I've not had a beer from the White Hag for quite some time, but there's almost kind of a certain level of, like, I know the brewery, I know they produce great beer, and I don't mind waiting. Especially when you don't mind waiting this long for a White Hag beer. When it's something like this. Festa Nuda, 9% ABV. Barrel aged Imperial Irish coffee pastry stout. And it's in collaboration with, sounds like Lambrate. Sounds like an Italian brewery to me. Birra del Lambrate, yeah, definitely Italian. But look at this. Festa Nuda. There's no more nuda than that, is there? Just skin and, well, no, not even skin and bones, just bones. There's no more nuda than just bones. Right. Thank you very much, Ben, for sending. Without further ado, got my top of the hops glass. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. What I love about reviewing beer on this channel is, I just mentioned I've not had a beer from the White Hag for quite some time. There's breweries from all over the world that I've not had beers from quite some time. Brother Pinter, that we did a collaboration with back in 2013, 10 years ago. Not had one of their beers for 3 years. Alchemist Brewery in America, produced some terrific beers. Not had one of their beers for 8 years. We'll go one more. Russian River, Pliny the Younger. We reviewed it in 2020. But before that, my last Russian River beer was a beer called Pliny the Elder, which was probably reviewed 5 years previous to that. The point is, it always comes back around. This is why I love reviewing beer on this channel so much, and I'm so passionate. It's because I've not had a White Hag beer for 3 or 4 years probably, but it always comes round. It always comes round. You're quite confident that, I don't know, it might be next week, it might be next year, it might be 2 years' time that I get another Russian River beer. It might be another 5 years before I get an Alchemist beer. But at the same time, you know that it's going to come eventually, and I don't mind waiting, especially if you get great looking beers like this. This beer's got a one finger, certainly after I've rolled it round in the glass, a one finger tan coloured head. Good levels of carbonation as you rock the beer back and forth. So it's a jet black beer in the glass. Looks absolutely terrific. One thing I'm not hoping for is, with the word pastry, scares me a little bit, because I'm more of a traditional stout drinker, if you like. I like my stouts to taste bitter and rough and raw and ready and rah, you know. I like that kind of traditional stout. I'm not a massive fan of pastry stout. So I'm just pre-warning you. I'm just pre-warning the audience that I'm not a massive fan of this style of beer. But it still sounds terrific. Let's get the aroma. Oh, this could be a good one though. This could be a real good one. I tell you why, because there's loads of chocolate, melted, dripping milk chocolate and cocoa and coffee, caramel. Smells like a galaxy caramel. That would be my best description of this, the aroma of this beer. Galaxy caramel. If you snapped a galaxy caramel in half, one of the chunks, and pulled all the caramel apart and put it back together again and just stuck it up to your nose. I'm pretty sure you get the same aroma from that Galaxy Caramel as you would get from this particular beer. But this is liquid form and it's 9% ABV. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh. That is delightful. Oh my goodness me, that is just incredible. Incredible beer. Stoner Crows, that is, that's made my day. That beer has just made my day. I was going into this review a little bit fearful. I just told you that a minute ago. A little bit fearful with the word pastry. But my goodness me, have they managed to smack this ball out of the park with this one? I want to start off this beer review by talking about balance. Oh, it's creamy and rich and sweet. There's no denying it. It's sweet. But then it goes, sweetness. There's bitterness too. And there's some bitterness over here just to help balance things out. That is crucial for this style of beer, for me personally. I've had so many pastry stouts that are just sweet and they're just creamy. And they kind of, if you were a tightrope walker with one hand in your pocket, you're going to fall off that rope, aren't you? Or if you're a glider and one of your wings falls off, you're going to spiral down to the ground, aren't you, with your aeroplane. Balance is the most important thing with this beer style. It really is. And thankfully, this is a plane with two wings, and this is a tightrope walker with two arms going across that rope. There is perfect balance with this beer. Yes, it starts off that really I'm going to have another go. Thick, rich, creamy, chocolatey, velvety. Oh, incredible. Mars bar like, Cadbury's caramel like. Yes, it's sweet. But then there's a little bit of biscuitiness coming through from the malt. And then it's a little bit bready. And then there's some terrific mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is creamy and rich and it sticks to your palate. And then there's just this wonderful kind of like uplifting bitterness. So you start to get coffee flavours coming through. When the coffee flavours start coming through, it just enriches the experience because it's offering some bitterness. That, for me, has opened my eyes to what a pastry stout can be. I've always been slightly scared and I've always been slightly with pastry stouts because I've had so many bad ones. I've had so many like overly bad. And I don't mind. I'm looking at you, Vocation. I'm looking straight at you, Vocation. I don't mind. I've had some awful sweet beers from pastry stout beers from UK breweries, which I find them completely undrinkable. But this is superb. Absolutely superb. Really is. Just, if this is the future of the pastry stout, then I'm one happy man. I love my raw, bitter, traditional Imperial stouts and whatnot. But I think I actually like this a little bit more, It's done right. You can't have a beer that's out of balance. It just does not work for me. And it's my own personal preference. I've been to these beer festivals, I've been to Brew London, and they're queuing round the block for the Vault City yogurt beers. I've been there, I've seen it. And they've got a big sold out sign by, they've opened at 12 and they got a sold out sign by 1. What have they brought? 1 keg. I've been there, I've seen it. I've seen the queues, I've seen the people running around. Oh, I got this wonderful, it's like a flipping yogurt smoothie thing. I've seen it. It's not for me. It's not for me. It really isn't. This is incredible beer. Incredible beer. Thank you very much to Ben for sending. Chocolate, coffee, caramel, rich, roasty, toasty, coconut, vanilla. Oh, just bitterness, bit of raisin, bit of plum, bit of prune. There's so many layers of flavour in this beer. This big Irish coffee pastry stout is a collaboration between Birrificio Lambrate from Milan, Italy, and the White Hag from Sligo, Ireland. Weighing in at 9% ABV, this dessert beer was aged in Irish whiskey barrel for 4 months. I've not even mentioned the barrel aging. Not even mentioned it. Yeah, kind of there. Kind of obvious. It's kind of obviously there. But I was so wrapped up. In the balance of the beer that I actually forgot that it was a barrel-aged beer. Nobody's perfect in life, yeah? 4 months. Then transferred onto Peruvian Chingama coffee beans roasted locally in Sligo by Caru Coffee. Expect notes of sweet Irish whiskey, vanilla, caramel, as well as brown sugar and ripe plums from the Chingama coffee. Caro Coffee Roasters. Check them out. Check out the White Hag. And of course, check out Birrificio Lambrate. Unbelievable beer. Unbelievable. By far the best beer so far that Ben has sent me from Ireland. I am buzzing. After this beer review. Not because it's 9% ABV, but because this beer is just so good. Stone the Crows, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 beer from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.